Hello, everybody. Thanks for joining us tonight as we get set to bring you the Class 3 District 11 championship game between the #1 seed New Heights Christian Academy Cougars and the #2 seed Pierce City Eagles. Here's a look at their season records and game preview. Pierce City coming in with a record of 18-10. They had a quarterfinal win versus New Covenant Academy, 72-39. And then the semifinal win versus Diamond, 13-point win, 46-33. New Heights Christian, the 1 seed, season record of 21-6. They had a first-round bye as the #1 seed and then had a semifinal win over Marionville on Thursday, 65-37. Pierce City comes in on a 5-game winning streak. They've held opponents under 50 points in 25 of the 28 games. And including the 2 losses to New Heights. They lost to New Heights 43-49 on December 6th, and then 46-49 on January 15th. New Heights comes in on a 6-game winning streak. They are 8-1 here on their home court. And it shows here their victories versus Pierce City. Played them twice, once during the Pierce City Invitational on 12-6, and then again in a regular season non-conference game on January 15th. Season points for both squads. Pierce City is averaging 49 points a game and only giving up 38.8 points a game.
Very impressive.
The Cougars, on the other hand, are averaging 58.9, almost 60 points a game, and allowing 46.9 points a game. One of the keys tonight is going to be the tempo of the game. Cougars want to play a game in the 60s. The Eagles would like to play a game in the 40s.
Yeah. That's always a critical. Trying to get the Cougars slowed down, get their pace slowed down is always beneficial for the opponent. So I have no doubt their coaches for Pierce City are going to continue to try to do so.
As you look at the history on these 2 squads, Pierce City comes in with 4 district championships. They won in 2013, 2015, 2017, and 2020. Finished second twice, 2009 and 2018. The Cougars are also 4-time district champions. They won in 21, 22, 24, and 25 with their single runner-up finish in 23. So 5 straight district championship games. This will be 6 straight district championship games for the Cougars, trying to make it 3 in a row as victories.
Yeah, last year was their first Class 3 district championship, as the other ones were Class 2.
Yeah, the Eagles moved to Class 3, I believe, in 2015. So I believe that they have 13 and 15 are both Class 2, and 17 and 20 are both Class 3, I believe. And take a look here at the bracket that got us here. As we mentioned, New Heights beat Marionville 65-37, and Pierce City beat Diamond 46-33. We have about 2 minutes and 30 seconds until the national anthem. And then we'll have pregame announcements with the starting lineups before we go live for this district championship game. Cougars with a senior-heavy squad, four seniors starting in the lineup tonight. Eagles have a little bit younger lineup. Let's see here. Eli Gensler, number 14, is a senior. Only a senior in the starting lineup. Lincoln Jones, Carter Witt, and Cruz Torres juniors. And then Dylan Clybaker is a sophomore. Looks like that would be the starters tonight. Eagles are already lined up for the national anthem. Should be taking place here in just a minute.
Good evening and welcome to New Heights Christian Academy for the Class 3 District 11 Boys Basketball Championship game. Tonight's matchup includes the number 1 seed New Heights Christian Academy Cougars and the number 2 seed, the Pierce City Eagles.
Really nice turnout tonight. Full house. Overflow seating is starting to fill up as well.
And that this game is competitive, but also an educational experience for all players and students. Let's continue to show respect and sportsmanship throughout the contest and refrain from negative cheer, chants, or behaviors. We wish all players good luck in tonight's game. At this time, spectators, please rise to your feet if you have not already, and gentlemen, please remove your hats for the playing of our national anthem. Please remain standing for a parade.
safe on the floor. I pray that you would bless all the players, God. I thank you for everything you've done for us. I pray that we can give you the glory with everything we do. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Now, let's meet the starting lineups for tonight's game.
All right, starting lineups for the Pierce City Eagles. First is junior 6'3", number 0, Carter Witt. Number 2, 5'8", sophomore, Dylan Clybaker. Number 4 is 5'10", junior, Lincoln Jones. Number 14, senior, 6'3", Eli Gensler. And finally, number 21, junior, Cruz Torres. First for the Cougars, number 3 from Carl Junction, Missouri, 5'10", Ben Schumacher. Number 4 from Webb City, Missouri, 5'11", Jaden Smith. Number 22 from Racine, Missouri, 5'10", Cannon Miller. Number 24, a 6'2" junior from Pittsburgh, Kansas, Roderick Burns. And number 25, a 6'3" senior from Diamond, Missouri, Adam Stanton. All right, both teams huddled up, ready for this opening tip. I'm Brian Schumacher alongside Brad Burns here to bring you this matchup tonight. We'll do our best to give you a fair, true analysis of the game and also bring the energy that the game deserves. Number 14, Eli Gensler doing the tip for the Eagles. Number 25, Adam Stanton on the tip for the Cougars.
Great atmosphere. Nice crowd, both sides.
Opening tip won by the Cougars, and we're underway. Broderick Burns with the ball. First action over to Cannon Miller on the right side. Dylan Clybaker defending on Miller. Jaden Smith gets it to Burns at the top of the key. Hand off to Miller. Miller pushes into the elbow, gets it back to Schumacher on the left wing. Burns resets. Clybaker feints to go for the steal. Gets it over to Smith. Up top for Schumacher. Looking for the cut through. Being tightly defended. Smith, tough shot in the paint. And Carter Witt comes down with the rebound.
Caught off balance there and kind of threw up a wild one.
A lot of physical contact on the runners through. Cruz Torres over to Carter Witt on the right side. Clybaker back to Torres on the left. Backdoor pass for Gensler. Gensler rises up, and foul called on Jaden Smith as Gensler will go to the line for two.
Fouls on the Cougars, number 4, Jaden Smith. That's his first personal and team foul number 1 on the Cougars. Gensler at the line shooting 2.
Eli Gensler rolls around and out on the first. Gensler too strong on the second. Burns able to get the dribble down, but not before he takes the extra step. As Torres came in and challenged him, Burns got caught running before he looked. Turnover back to the Eagles. Torres on the left side, Schumacher defending. Screen comes. Schumacher works through. Torres over to Clybaker. Into the corner for Jones for three, and he got it.
Yeah, good action there. It looks like Cougars are playing box and one.
Burns tries to find Schumacher cutting through. Schumacher able to save it to Miller. Back to Burns on the left wing. Puts the dribble down. Burns needs to move the ball. Resets to the top. Burns still on the dribble. Gets it over to Schumacher. Schumacher gets to Smith. Smith over to Burns. Burns baseline. Tough shot. Too strong. And Carter Witt pulls down the rebound. Ball ahead to Jones. Looking for Gensler inside. It's not there. Resets up top to Witt. Burns defending on Witt. Gensler comes up for the ball screen. Switch to Schumacher. Over to Clybaker. Jumps from 12. Too strong. Smith with the rebound. Torres flies in. And second time Torres has caused havoc on the defensive rebound by the Cougars. Out to Gensler. Thought about the three. Resets it to Torres at the top. Clybaker. Over to Torres. Comes into Stanton. Stanton blocks it. Loose ball. Torres gets it back and puts it in. 5-0 the score.
Cougars got to take care of the ball after missed shots. Pierce City doing a good job crashing the boards.
Schumacher to Burns. Burns on the left side. Back to Schumacher on the low block. Bounce pass back to Miller. Miller to Burns. At the elbow. Rises up. Too strong. Adam Stanton fights for the rebound. Loose ball. Smith there. Draws the foul. And he can't get it to fall, but he'll go to the line for two.
Good job by the Cougars staying active, just like Pierce City staying active on the offensive boards.
Fouls on the Eagles, number 2, Dylan Clybaker. That's his first personal and team foul number 1 on the Eagles.
First chance for the Cougars to get some points here on the board. A couple free throws coming.
Smith good on the first. Cougars are on the board. Sinks both free throws, and the score is 5-2. Cougars in the press. Carter Witt on the dribble. Smith defending. Witt picks up the dribble, looking for an option, gets it ahead to Gensler. Gensler, the senior. Tough pass. Witt tries to save it, but steps out of bounds. And the Cougar press causing some trouble for the Eagles.
It's a good job off the press there. Cougars doing a good job pressing Marionville the other night and created several turnovers with that.
Burns on the dribble at the top, trying to get some action. Kicks it to Schumacher. Schumacher drives to the elbow, finds Smith, and he nails the jumper. Torres gets it to Witt. Cougars still in the press. Torres ahead to Clybaker. Burns and Miller come on the trap. Miller steals, floats it ahead to Smith. Jaden Smith with the extension finish. And the Cougars take the lead 6-5.
Yeah, once again, the press causing trouble.
Witt ahead to Clybaker. Clybaker inside to Jones. Jones fumbles the pass, and Burns is there for the steal. Clybaker tightly defended on Burns, able to get it up to Miller. Cannon Miller down the right side to Smith. Smith baseline, all the way through for Schumacher. Schumacher puts the dribble down, jump stop, gets it back to Burns. Burns from 15, and he nails it.
Cougars getting warmed up now with their shots.
Eagles scored the first 5. Cougars have scored the last 8. Jones gets it to Torres. Still in the backcourt, over to Jones. And timeout called by the Eagles, as I think the coach thought a 10-second count was upcoming.
Yeah, getting very close on the 10-second. Coach wisely calls a timeout by Pierce City.
Each team with 1 foul so far here in the first quarter. 3:31 to play. Cougars with the 8-5 lead after a slow start. Cruz Torres causing some trouble for the Cougars after the rebound, forcing a turnover on travel and then also getting a steal.
Yeah, they were doing a great job. Not necessarily crashing the boards, but then causing havoc after the Cougars had secured a rebound.
Ball into Torres, picks up his dribble. McWilliams in the game now for the Eagles. Throws it to the middle, Cannon Miller reads it and steals. Clybaker hustles back and is able to disrupt, and Torres steals it back. Clybaker all the way in. Burns, nice defending without fouling. And Clybaker could have picked up a cheap foul there. Officials let him play. Smith from 15. Oh, it rolls around and out. Cruz Torres with the rebound for the Eagles. Ball ahead to Witt. Carter Witt looking baseline. Double team comes in the corner. McWilliams back up top to Torres. Over to Clybaker, open for 3. Comes up short, but Ginsler there for the offensive rebound, and he's able to put it back. Eagles picking up in full court. Burns ahead to Smith. Finds Stanton for 3 at the top, and rolls around and out. Rebound by Clybaker.
Yeah, just a little short on that one.
Carter Witt on the left side. Cannon Miller defending. Ginsler on the ball screen. Over to Torres on the right side. Torres resets to Clybaker at the top. Switch pass over to McWilliams on the left corner. Back to Clybaker. Clybaker into the paint. Kicks it to the corner for Torres for 3, and he got it. Last 5 points for the Eagles. Eagles retake the lead, 10-8. Ball to Stanton. Stanton from 18, comes up short, loose ball. Schumacher there, gets the dribble down and able to maintain possession.
Nice
Switch
job
pass
by
over to Miller.
Schumacher.
Adam Stanton back up top to Schumacher. Open for 3, and he got it.
Nice, deep 3 there. Almost NBA range that time.
McWilliams ahead to Clybaker. Good job rising up to receive that pass. Clybaker picks up the dribble, finds Ginsler. Ginsler with the football catch. Ginsler in the corner for 3 to answer. Burns comes through and gets over the top of Clybaker and gets called for the push. A minute left here in the first quarter. The first subs coming in for the Cougars. Landon Jones coming back in the game for the Eagles as Clybaker subs out.
Yeah, one of those rebounds came off just kind of strange. Both going after it.
Torres into Witt. McWilliams back to Witt in the corner.
It's like Pierce City may be kind of holding for the last shot.
Torres holding. Schumacher defending as Torres goes back to the top. Torres, sloppy pass, stolen away by Nolan Stanton. Ginsler from behind, wolfs it away. And it'll stay Cougars ball underneath.
Just under 16 seconds left to play.
Ball into Max Long, finds Schumacher cutting. Schumacher off the glass, can't find the angle, and Gensler pulls it down, under 10 to play.
Yeah, it was a good cut to the basket. Nice feed to him, just couldn't get it to finish.
Witt loses the handle, able to re-secure it. McWilliams for three at the buzzer, and that does it for the first quarter.
Well, with only 11 points and 10 points, that is in favor of Pierce City right now with only a 40-point game average here.
Yeah, but I like the pace the game is being played for the Cougars.
Good sportsmanship is what sets our schools apart.
Pierce City playing man against the Cougars, which I think in the previous games they played a lot of zone against the Cougars. Pierce City's hit a couple of big threes so far.
That same five will stay in for the Cougars that played the last minute. It really didn't get much action with the Eagles holding for the last shot. Nolan Stanton came up with a steal. All right, 8 minutes on the clock to start the second quarter. Eagles have the arrow. Landon Jones inbounding, gets it into Witt. Nolan Stanton tightly defending. Jones comes back into the backcourt to receive it. Double team comes. Jones picks up the dribble, gets it to Ginsler. Witt wants the three, and Schumacher commits the foul. Carter Witt will go to the line for 3 free throws.
Yeah, just got there a little bit late. Slapped him across the arm there at the angle.
Carter Witt good on the first, game tied at 11. Witt makes the second. McWilliams doing a practice run on the rebound. Witt can't finish the third, and Max Long there for the rebound. Out to Schumacher. Gets it to Stanton. Adam Stanton back to Schumacher. Baseline drive all the way through to Nolan Stanton. Nolan Stanton dribbles back to the top. Over to Adam. Adam looks to the coach to see the play. Nolan Stanton over to Ben. Marins with the ball in the left wing. Schumacher cuts all the way through into the corner. Bounce pass into Stanton and kicked ball by Witt. The ball will be inbounded underneath by the Cougars.
Fresh shot clock.
Yeah. Marins inbounding into Nolan Stanton. Mearns flies in for the rebound, but McWilliams is there to pull it away.
Good look at the basket. Good inbounds play there.
Witt ahead to Clybaker. Long cuts him off. Clybaker back to the top. Gets to McWilliams, into the corner for Jones. Jones thought about the three. Stanton closes out. Back to McWilliams. Double team comes in the corner. Ball deflected by Nolan Stanton. Cam Mearns defending on Witt. Carter Witt over to Clybaker. Off the deflection. Clybaker all the way in.
Oh, wow.
Gensler tries to go over Clybaker. Cougar is able to clear. Schumacher all the way in. Too strong. Long got a hand on it. Maybe took it away from the rebound for Stanton. And Eagles back into the front court. McWilliams back to Jones. Lincoln Jones, the 5'10 junior. Landon Iman is what I was getting confused there. Lincoln Jones, number 4. McWilliams for 3, and he got it. 4-point lead for the Eagles. Schumacher ahead to Nolan Stanton.
It's good action by Pierce City. We've got a couple different ones that can shoot the three very well.
Nolan Stanton over to Schumacher. Bounce pass to Stanton, into Long. Kick it to Adam in the corner for 3, and he got it to answer.
Good answer back.
1-point lead for the Eagles. McWilliams in the front court. Jones back to McWilliams for another 3. Too strong. And Cam Mearns able to save it in the corner. McWilliams tightly defending on Mearns. Able to get it up to Nolan Stanton, and the Cougars want a timeout.
Timeout Cougars. 30-second timeout. Checking in for the Cougars is number 4, Jaden Smith, number 22, Cannon Miller, number 24, Broderick Burns.
Two and a half minutes through this second quarter here.
Jaden Smith back in the game along with Broderick Burns and Cannon Miller.
Eagles is number 21, Cruz Torres.
Both teams with pretty spread out scoring. Jaden Smith has 6 points. Cannon Miller on the right side. Burns at the top, gets it to Smith. Over to Schumacher, takes the 3. Too strong. Schumacher in for his own rebound. Can't find the angle off the glass.
Just too strong off the glass that time.
Torres on the left side. Over to Jones. Clybaker in. Stanton defending and knocks it out of play.
It's a good job with the straight up block there.
Yeah, Stanton comes in. Clybaker goes right to the two-foot jump stop, and Stanton, good discipline to rise up and block it. Ball back into play. Jones over to Gensler. Lincoln Jones as the Cougars set back inside the three-point line. Clybaker thought about the 3, gets it back to Torres. Jones in the corner trying to enter it into Witt. It's not there as the Eagles reset. Torres in the corner. Burns goes for the steal, and a nice job by Burns getting in front of the closeout or the box out by Carter Witt.
Yeah, did a good job anticipating. Got pinned to one side and spun around and made it look like the other side was open, was able to get a hand on it and got the tie up.
Burns walks it up.
It's like they're back to man now.
Over to Smith on the right wing. Cannon Miller back to Smith. He's able to face, gets the dribble down. Smith too strong off the glass. And a rebound pulled down by Witt. Clybaker in the corner. Into the paint. Clybaker with a fadeaway. Comes up short. Adam Stanton with the rebound. Quick outlet to Miller. Cougars want to push. Miller loses the handle. Finds Smith on the cut.
Shoot.
Deflected by Clybaker. Adam Stanton defends to prevent the fast break. Clybaker resets. Kick to the corner for Jones. Burns closes out. Jones all the way in. Tough pass. Ginsler can't handle it, but Torres there to save it in the corner.
Yeah, did a good job getting there and hustling to the corner before it went out of bounds.
Clybaker thought about the three. Burns closes out on him. Looking for an option. Stanton and Ginsler fighting down low. Back up top to Jones. Eagles with the 1-point lead, 15-14, 3 minutes left here in the first half of the Class 3 District 11 championship game. Ball inside to Witt, and Schumacher gets called for the hand on the back.
That'll be his second.
Fouls on the Cougars. Number 3, Ben Schumacher. That's his second personal team foul number 2 on the Cougars.
Nolan Stanton subbing in the game for Schumacher.
5, Nolan Stanton.
Hasn't been a scorer.
Torres puts it in.
That's the first score since 5 minutes and 30 seconds.
Burns resets.
It's like they're playing a box in one as well. With
Nolan Stanton wants the three, and he gets called for the travel.
Cougars have had several looks inside the basket. Haven't got the layups to go.
Witt over to Torres. Ahead to Clybaker. Clybaker wants the three. Rims around and out. Fight for the rebound. Ginsler and Burns. And Burns gets called for the push-off on Ginsler.
No, I believe they got him pushing against Burns on that.
Okay.
It's the other way. Burns had position.
I thought the way he pointed there, he was calling it on Burns.
Yeah, you couldn't tell, but it looked like they gave him the inside position, box out, and he was trying to push through to get to it.
I think that's the right call because Burns did have that.
Yeah, he had
position.
the inside box out.
Burns over to Miller on the right side. Back to Burns. Stanton at the elbow. Into the corner for Burns for three. Air ball, Witt there for the rebound. Tough pass. Ginsler able to save it, but Nolan Stanton there able to get the steal. Stanton pushing through, gets it to Burns. Barely in the front court. Floats it into Stanton. Looks down low for Smith. Jaden Smith out to Miller for three. And long rebound goes to Clybaker in the corner. Coach 15 feet on the floor. Clybaker inside. Well defended by Smith as Clybaker can't find the angle. Rebound pulled down by the Cougars. Burns ahead. Looking for an option, finds Stanton. Stanton wants the quick three. Too strong, and Clybaker with the rebound. Ball inside to Torres. Looking for Ginsler cutting. Jaden Smith reads it and steals.
3-on-1.
Bounce pass to Miller with the left, and Miller puts it in.
Rolled in that time.
Ball ahead to Clybaker. Tough pass ahead to Torres. And that spin was just too much for Torres to handle.
Yeah, it had a lot of spin on it. It was going backwards at it, and he was going forwards and just couldn't get that ball corralled. 34.8 here, down. Cougars down one here. Less points scored this quarter than the first for both teams.
Ball into Burns. Cougars appear to be looking for the last shot. 25 seconds left. Miller fumbles the pass, able to get it back. Stanton inside to Smith. Smith turns for the jumper. Can't get the roll. Burns and Clybaker fighting for the rebound. McWilliams comes in and pulls it down for the Eagles.
Yeah, Burns had inside position, but ended up getting too far under the basket.
Clybaker inside. Stanton pokes it away. And foul call on Clyde Baker as he gets a hand on Stanton. 3.4 left in the first quarter, the first half, I'm sorry.
Fouls on the Eagles, number 2, Dylan Clydebaker. That's his second personal team.
Clyde Baker now with 2 fouls as well. He's going to sub out for these last 3 seconds as Iman comes in the game. Cougars inbounding with 3.4 on the official clock. Into Burns. Burns at the buzzer, and that comes up short. We're going to halftime with the Eagles leading 17-16.
Yeah, Cougars with only 5 points because they were up 11-10. Only 5 points in the second quarter. Pierce City got to be really happy with that second quarter performance, playing the type of game they want to play.
All right, we'll take an audio break here. 10 minutes on the halftime clock as we send you through the first half recap.
Exaggerated, that's what you assume. The story's over now.
All right, we're back. We got about 45 seconds left before the halftime clock runs out. Cougars have already broke the huddle, though. Eagles have the arrow to start the third quarter. Low scoring first half. Both teams creating havoc defensively. A lot of pressure on the ball handler, creating some turnovers off the dribble. Cougars press has been successful, speeding up the Eagles. The Cougars have played at the pace that they want to. They haven't. The scoreboard doesn't reflect that, but they've got the Eagles playing at a faster clip. No real dominant scored. Jaden Smith leading the Cougars with 6 points. And number 21, Cruz Torres, leading the Eagles. He has 7 points. All right, third quarter underway, 16 minutes left in this Class 3 District 11 championship game. And Jaden Smith gets caught defending too tightly. Gets called for the trip on Torres.
That'll be his second foul.
Cougars number 4, Jaden Smith. That's his second personal and team foul number 1 on the Cougars.
Bringing him all the way back to the 28-foot line. Like to see that, the correct spot to inbound.
Yeah. Haven't seen that much this year.
Torres being defended by Smith, gets it ahead to Jones. Tough pass, good hands by Witt. Witt to the basket and gets the roll. And the Eagles convert on their first possession. Ball ahead to Miller. Cougars in the front court. Miller on Witt. Back to Burns at the top. Over to Miller. Stanton flashes up. Gensler trying to stay on him. Finds Smith in, and Jones commits the foul.
Yeah, I got caught for the clothesline there as he came across the lane trying to get there ahead of him.
Jones, that's his first personal and team foul number 1 on the Eagles.
Seems like you see this a lot in the second half of games. The fouls start to pile up quicker. Burns, tough turnaround jumper. Schumacher with the follow, too strong and out of bounds. There's a question as to where it goes. They're going to say stay Cougars. Cannon Miller inbounding for the Cougars. Ball into Burns, inside to Stanton. Flip back to Burns. Burns being defended by Clybaker. And offensive foul on Burns as he lowers the shoulder.
Foul on the Cougars number 24, Adam Burns. That's his second.
Yeah, got caught trying to make that separation by lowering that shoulder.
Torres over to Witt. Cougars in the press. Witt across the timeline, gets the bounce pass to Gensler, all the way over to Jones. Lincoln Jones, tough pass, Torres. Miller steals. And Cannon Miller in for the layup.
Nice job taking his time there.
Eagles, tough pass again, stolen away by Adam Stanton. Stanton to Smith. Over to Schumacher for 3. And he got it.
Nice shot by Schumacher. Good job by off the press turnover.
Cougars retake the lead, 21-19. Torres ahead to Clybaker. He wants to answer. Too short. Fight for the rebound. Gensler and Stanton. And ball out of bounds will stay Eagles ball. Adam Stanton down an extra second there.
Kind of wiped out on the hard concrete floor over there. Cougars had box out, but at one of those long three-point rebounds.
Torres gets it into Jones. To Witt, trying to set an action up for the Eagles. Torres comes up to receive the ball. Torres on the left side, ball screened by Witt. To Clybaker, to the corner for Jones for 3. Gensler with the offensive rebound, tries to go back up, kicks it back out to Witt for 3, and he can't hit. Gensler gets over the top, and foul called on Schumacher. That's Schumacher's third.
Fouls on the Cougars number 3, Ben Schumacher. That's his third personal and team foul.
Eli Gensler's a monster on the boards. Cougars have to be able to box him out. Gensler maybe got away with some contact early. Witt has the position, and the Eagles tie it at 21. Bounce pass to Stanton. Stanton wants the 3, and he got it.
Nice answer. A good fake to Burns as he cut through. Stanton peeled off, set himself up for a wide open 3.
Carter Witt being defended by Smith. Smith tightly defending. Schumacher comes on the double. Back to Torres at the top. Cougars doing a good job with ball pressure at the top, not letting the Eagles be patiently dribbling. Miller slaps the ball away. Torres on the end line.
He stepped back court.
Half-court line. And he gets called for a backcourt violation.
Yeah, real nice job there by just continuing to pressure the ball handler. and he just put his foot on the line there at midcourt.
All right, so Nolan Stanton and Max Long check in the game as Ben Schumacher and Adam Stanton sub out. Adam right back to the table to check in, though. Nolan Stanton on the right side, dribbles back to the top. Over to Miller on the left. Miller to Stanton. Thought about the three, looking for Long in the short corner, back up top to Miller. Back to Stanton for three. Gensler and Long for the rebound, and Gensler was able to pull it down. Carter Witt being defended by Stanton. Ball kicked by Burns. And the Eagles will have it on the sideline. Adam Stanton checking back in, coming in for Cannon Miller.
Fresh shot clock again.
Yeah.
With another kickball.
McWilliams back in the game for the Eagles, gets it to Jones. Jones dribbling at the top as the Cougars sink back inside the three. Clybaker all the way in, too hard off the glass. Gensler fighting for the rebound, and foul called on the floor. I think that's going to go against Long.
I think it is. Given too many second point chances by the Cougars. Eagles doing a good job crashing the board off missed buckets.
Yeah, Gensler's a monster on the offensive glass. McWilliams gets it into Jones. Over to Clybaker, into the short corner for McWilliams. Back to Clybaker and up top to Jones. All the way across for Gensler. Gensler looking to the entry for Witt. Long denying. Back up top to Jones. Jones holds to set up an action. Clybaker on the down screen on the left side. Jones fumbles the dribble but gets it back. Over to Clybaker. Into the corner for McWilliams for three. And he got it. Game tied at 24, 3:43 to play here in the third quarter.
And that's where they like to get him to set up, is that corner three.
Burns inside to the short corner for Long. Back to Burns for three. Adam Stanton on the follow.
Nice crash. Burns had a good look, just off, but right there for the rebound is Adam Stanton to go back up by two.
Carter Witt back in the offensive side. Jones deep on the left side holding. Over to Clybaker. All the way into the paint. And tightly defended by Long and Stanton. One of them gets called for the foul.
Yeah, I'm not sure which one he gave it to.
So
gave
that's
it
going to go against Long.
Long.
And that's the fifth foul on the Cougars here in the quarter. So the Eagles will be in the bonus the rest of the quarter.
Cougars need to just stand straight up with that on. He's got a distinct height advantage there, and just with his outstretched arms, he's going to have a hard time shooting that layup.
Clybaker short on the first. Can't get the second. Gensler fights for the rebound. Unable to secure it, though, and out of bounds back to the Cougars. Eagles in the press. Adam Stanton inbounding. Gets it into Nolan. Back to Adam. Jones defending. Trap comes, ball kicked away by Witt. And Cougars will inbound on the sideline. 3 minutes left in the third. Clybaker missed both free throws. Cougars still have the 2-point lead. Ball into Burns. Witt tightly defending. Burns able to jog it up into the front court. Burns tries to push Smith through, gets it into Stanton. Stanton looks back door for Long. Long off the glass. Fight for the rebound, Adam Stanton.
Nice hustle by Adam Stanton there to get that and take it up and get the bucket to go, shooting one.
Stanton with the Mikan drill as he catches it facing away from the glass.
Completes the
Stanton
three-point.
converts on the N1.
Cougars back into their press here.
Ball in the backcourt. Witt gets it ahead. Gensler, nice hands to bring that down. Into the corner for McWilliams. Trap comes, ball deflected by Burns. Adam Stanton there, but can't control it out of bounds. Stays Eagles ball.
Yeah, Cougars traps are being effective even after they break the initial trap. Trapping again.
Ball into Witt. Nolan Stanton comes up to defend. Witt tries to turn. Back to McWilliams from the top for three. It's no good as Adam Stanton pulls down the rebound. Ball outlet to Burns. Burns able to get through. McWilliams floats it to Smith. Smith with the tough shot. Max Long with the offensive rebound.
Nice job,
and a nice
good
touch
hustle.
to put it back.
Got a timeout by the Eagles here.
Look back at that last play by Max Long. Long playing with that sprained ankle. Some quality minutes with those offensive rebounds. And the Cougars have given back what the Eagles were doing to them is getting those offensive
rebounds.
Largest lead of the day for the Cougars at 7 points.
That's the biggest thing that you can say for the Cougars' advantage is getting shots off, because the more we can crash, get second chance points, better than turnovers. And that's the truth for both teams. Pierce City has trouble if they turn the ball over on the press and not getting shots, because they're doing a good job crashing the boards as well.
Jones, trap comes, gets it to Witt. Still in the backcourt. Witt picks up the dribble, floats it over to Gensler. Burns and Smith come on the trap. Gensler tries to get through. And foul called on Smith. Looked like he had a hand on the ball.
That's going to be on Broderick. That's his
on
third.
Broderick? Okay.
Yeah.
I thought they were calling that on Smith. Looked like Smith had a hand on the ball, but they must have saw Broderick Burns with something else. Both Smith and Burns had 2 fouls at the time, so Burns picks up his third. Max Long has 2 fouls. Schumacher on the bench has 3.
Burns now with 3.
Gensler misses the first. Makes the second. Ball quickly in by the Cougars. Burns into the front court, being handshaked by McWilliams. Able to get through. Burns through traffic. Tough shot. Draws the foul. And Burns will go to the line for 2. Nice step through to avoid the charge.
Almost got that one to go in with the acrobatic shot.
Yeah, kind of a bailout foul on Gensler there, as Burns was out of control, kind of falling to the ground as he threw it up. Burns good on the first. Back to a 7-point lead for the Cougars. Nolan Stanton in there for the token opportunity for an offensive rebound. Doesn't matter, Burns hits them both, and it's the largest lead of the game for the Cougars at 8 points. Landon Jones over to Witt. Carter Witt, bounce pass up to Clybaker. Ball deflected by Burns. Jones there to recover it. Witt over to Clybaker, thought about the 3, drives in, looking for the pass. Able to hold his pivot, gets it back to Jones. One more for McWilliams for 3. Gensler, another offensive rebound for the Eagles, and draws the foul and 1. Gensler will go to the line.
Somebody may want to box him out at some point.
Our screen froze there for a second. I think everything's okay though. Oh, it can't. Gensler's free throw rims around and out. 6-point lead now for the Cougars. Burns, 1:15 to play in the third. Adam Stanton trying to set the ball screen. Burns dribbles away. Ball into Stanton. He's able to face. Stanton looks through. Ball deflected by Ginsler and McWilliams as Stanton tries to throw it through the double.
Yeah, tried to force that pass through 2 sets of hands there.
Also, Caleb Dennis subbed in the game after that foul by Max Long. McWilliams on the right side, looking for the entry, not there. Clyde Baker over to Jones on the left wing. Back to Clyde Baker, tough pass, McWilliams, good hands to save it. Back to the corner, Jones for 3 at the top, and he got it. Burns got to get across the timeline, but then they're going to hold for the last shot. 12 seconds on the clock. Burns into the corner for Smith. Smith from 15 rises up. Ball deflected. Carter Witt into the corner. Oh, pulls up from 12, and it rims around and out. I thought he was going to kick that to the corner to tie. And that does it for the third quarter. Cougars led by as many as 8. Now it's a 3-point game going into the fourth.
We also appreciate all fans who made our school proud for good sportsmanship throughout this game.
Kenan Miller checking back in. I would assume Ben checked back in.
Tonight's game is over. Thank you for your part.
Start back with the starters here. Fourth quarter. Yep, Ben went and checked to the table. It's where those 3-pointers are great equalizers.
Yeah. Cougars have the arrow going into the fourth quarter.
Yeah, big first possession coming out with the ball.
Miller into Burns, and we're underway to start the fourth quarter. Cougars with the ball with a 3-point lead. Jaden Smith, Schumacher in the corner. Backdoor pass by Schumacher, knocked away by Kleibacker.
Good backdoor cut, just trying to force it. He's well defended.
Eagles with the ball with a chance to tie with the 3. Kleibacker at the top, looking for the entry into Ginsler. Back to Jones. Jones baseline. Kleibacker on the left wing. To the elbow. McWilliams, good hands to receive that. Witt on the right side. Screen comes by McWilliams. Into Ginsler in the corner, all the way across for Kleibacker on the left wing. Kleibacker to Witt at the top to reset. Schumacher defending on Witt. Gives it to Jones. Lincoln Jones over to Kleibacker, to McWilliams in the corner for 3. Kleibacker gets the offensive rebound. Too strong off the glass, and Schumacher pulls down the board. Ahead to Smith. Back to Schumacher, over to Burns. McWilliams tightly defending with the hand check. Burns to Smith in the corner for a long 2. And rebound pulled down by Jones. Foul called on Adam Stanton as he tried to poke it away.
Fouls on the Cougars, number 25.
Yeah, just picked up a cheap foul there.
Foul number 1 on the Cougars.
Got to be smart.
Jones on the dribble. Kleibacker comes up to receive. Miller stays on him. Over to Jones. Jones setting up the action as Kleibacker goes to the right wing, where he's been strong receiving and driving to the basket. Kleibacker scoreless though tonight. He's been a factor on that kick to the corner, though. Mick Williams at the top, picks up his dribble. Tough pass into Clybaker in the corner. Burns stays on him. Trying to enter it back to Witt. Clybaker baseline, bounce pass to Ginsler, and Ginsler gets the roll. It's a 1-point game.
Wow.
Burns ahead to Stanton, over to Schumacher. Schumacher fumbles the pass, gets it back. Able to reset to Burns. Schumacher on the left wing, enters into Stanton, but Witt kicks it away. And Stanton goes to the ground as Ginsler got a little contact in his back. Cougars inbounding after the kick. Smith in the corner. Burns comes over to the left wing. Smith goes ISO on Ginsler. Smith from 10, too strong. And no backside closeout by Miller for the rebound. Switch over to Jones. Clybaker for 3 to take the lead, and he got it.
Good time to make your first points of the game.
Burns up the right side. Schumacher at the top, being defended by Clybaker. Over to Burns. Smith at the top. Over to Schumacher for 3. And he answers.
It's a good setup, good set play. Cougars want a timeout to talk it over after regaining the lead.
Full timeout.
Nice set play by the Cougars for Schumacher. Schumacher with 3 threes for his 9 points. Jaden had 6 points early on.
Thank you. All right, after the timeout, Eagles have the ball. Cougars are going to pick up full court. But Jones being defended by Schumacher, handoff to Clybaker. Clybaker picks up the dribble, gets it to McWilliams on the right side. Up to Jones. 4 minutes to play here in the fourth quarter. Clybaker open from 12 feet into the paint, spins. Burns denies. Jones back to Witt at the top. Witt into the elbow, turn around, back to Ginsler. Thought about the 3 from the left wing. Back to Witt, trying to find an angle.
That's a
and
travel.
Witt loses his feet. Burns gets the steal. Ahead to Smith. Smith step through, tough reverse layup, and what a finish.
Not exactly the way I thought he was going to take that up, but it worked. It's a good time to break his scoring drought.
Jones over to Clybaker on the left wing. Clybaker all the way to the top. Burns picks him up. Over to Ginsler. Ginsler on the right side. Clybaker in the corner. Again, trying to find Witt as Schumacher denies. Clybaker picks it up in the paint, kicks it back to Witt on the right side. Jones wants to tie it with the 3, comes up short, and out of bounds back to the Cougars.
Yeah, if it hadn't been short, it looked good from this angle from where we were at. It was right on target, just fell short, and they've got a timeout now by the Eagles. Three-point lead for the Cougars here with just a little over 3 minutes left to go in this fourth quarter. Eagles with 2 timeouts, Cougars with 3 timeouts left. Pierce City with a fairly young squad here, a lot of juniors and underclassmen.
Burns inbounding after the timeout. That was a missed shot by Jones, so he does have to stay put. Ball into Schumacher. Back to Burns. Trap comes, Burns back to Schumacher. Still in the backcourt. Schumacher floats it over to Smith.
Oh.
Smith with good hands to receive. Schumacher back to Burns. 3 minutes to play here in the fourth quarter. Adam Stanton flips it back to Burns. Loses the handle. Stays with the dribble. Back to Schumacher at the top. Over to Miller on the left side. Witt grabs Stanton as Stanton tries to hold position.
Oh.
Tough pass by Schumacher. Witt gets in front and steals. And Witt all the way in, puts it in. One point lead now for the Cougars. Stanton to Burns. Burns to the middle. Bounce pass to Smith. A little too low. Smith able to recover it. Loose ball knocked off of Witt.
Went off his head.
Cougars ball. Miller into Stanton. 12-footer. Fight for the rebound. Ginsler comes in and secures it.
Another big rebound by Ginsler.
Eagles with a chance to retake the lead here. 38-37. Nick Williams on the right side. Over to Jones. Ginsler trying to go through Miller. Miller didn't even
see the ball.
See him there.
Yeah, otherwise he could have easily intercepted that. But Miller was watching the action on the screens instead.
Burns gets it into Smith. Tried to poke away from behind. Smith finds Stanton. Stanton with the reverse attempts. Jaden Smith with the big offensive rebound. Pulls it out to Burns. One more to Miller for 3. Adam Stanton comes in, gets a hand on it, but loose ball goes to Witt.
It was a good look. Huge bucket there because it would have been a 4-point game, and now it's still just a 1 with 1:20 to go here.
Ball over to McWilliams on the right side. Jones on the left wing. McWilliams flashes through. Back to Witt at the top. Burns defending on Witt. Hand off to Jones. 1 minute to play. It's as loud as it could be in here. Jones on the dribble. Over to Witt. Witt to the elbow, back to Jones. One more to McWilliams. McWilliams, good hands to receive it. Back to Jones. Clybaker on the right side. Jones at the top. Stanton comes on the double. Loose ball. Lost by Witt. Miller steals. Tough pass up to Stanton.
Oh, that's gotta be intentional, I would think. There was no going for the ball there.
No discussion by the refs to discuss an intentional, but probably to the Cougars' advantage that it's not, because now we have the possession still. 32 seconds left in the game. Cougars lead by 1. Ball into Burns. Trap comes and foul called. Actually, they call a timeout?
No, they called a foul.
Okay. Thought he had the fist closed for a foul, but then he pointed at the bench like it was a timeout.
That's one thing when you, that was the first foul. The other one where they knocked him down at half court. Now they've only got 2 fouls. Where they're not going for the ball very much.
All right, 22.9 on the official clock.
Eagles will have to be careful and make sure that they go for the ball so they don't end up with an intentional foul.
Cannon Miller inbounding. Into Smith. Back to Miller. Clock is running. McWilliams commits the foul. And that is a new adjustment to the rule this year that it's not automatically an intentional foul when you're in a fouling situation.
Yeah.
You don't have to go for the ball. You can commit the foul. The next foul will put the Cougars in the bonus. Cannon Miller. Back to Burns. Burns with the left-handed dribble. Tough pass to Miller.
Oh.
And Ginsler comes in with the heavy foul. Miller will go to the line for 2 free throws.
Fouls on the Eagles, number 14, Eli Gensler. That's his 3rd personal team foul, number 5.
I would put some people up there to rebound.
Timeout, Eagles. Full timeout.
Eagles going to take a timeout here.
Cougars in no danger of, if they foul even on the rebound, I would put some people up there just to get a cheap rebound if they could, just because even if they commit a foul over the back, you're only looking at the 2nd foul, so it's not going to automatically bring them to the other end to shoot. Pressure on the senior, Cannon Miller, going to the line here for 2 big free throws. Eagles now down to their final timeout that they have left. Cougars still with 3 on the board. Well, we knew it was going to be excuse me, we knew it was going to be another tight game. Haven't reached 40 points yet.
Yeah, it's been a physical game. The pace of play has been pretty good. There hasn't been a whole lot of holding the ball, maybe some resets at the top, but both teams pressing, so the pace has been quick. Burns and Schumacher in there. They'll probably press after the made basket by Miller.
That's a big one. Now it's at least 3 points to beat them, 2 points to tie.
Miller sinks them both, 3-point lead, and Nolan Stanton will sub in for Cannon Miller. Huge free throws.
Huge free throws. Now you've got to go for a 3. They do have a timeout though to set up a play if need
Burns
be.
deflects it. Jones on the dribble. Flips it to Clybaker. He fumbles it but able to get it back. Smith tightly defending. 7 seconds. Smith still on him. Clybaker trying to get free.
That's 5 seconds.
And timeout by...
They got the timeout before. The official over here was about to call the 5, but they got the timeout. With 4.3, they're going to have to set up an inbounds play for a shot here now. It wouldn't be the end of the world, too, if they got, as soon as they got the ball in before they could get a shot on to get a foul off. Keep dwindling down that time.
.3, I believe, was the official clock.
Yep, 4.3. 4.3 was on the official clock on the board. Eagles deadly from out around the arc, though. They've hit several three-pointers tonight. Cougars just need to protect out all edges of the three-point line. They can give up a 2, but they cannot give up the 3.
Everyone on their feet for these last 4 seconds. Eagles need a 3 to tie. Lincoln Jones inbounding for the Eagles. Gets it into the corner for Clybaker. Burns closes out on him. Clybaker, no good. And the Cougars are victorious. District champions again.
That was one heck of a shot, though. Burns all over him, covering the 3. Clybaker much shorter, but still got a great shot off and almost got it to fall.
Two squads are going to meet at the middle for a prayer.
One heck of a defensive battle by both teams.
Both teams on a great tournament, and Pierce City on a great season.
Cougars able to do enough to advance. It's
At this time, we will present the District
yeah, just a great game.
Championship plaques. Your runner-up for the Class 3 District 11 tournament is Pierce City.
Now the plaques being awarded.
And your champions, and your champions for the Class 3 District 11 tournament is your New Orleans Cougars.
Adam Stanton closes out the game with 11 points. Schumacher with 9, Smith with 8. But none bigger than those 2 free throws by the senior Cannon Miller.
Huge bucket.
At the line after the timeout with 2 free throws to extend the lead to 3. Drains both of them, forcing the Eagles to have to try for a three-pointer.
As this game has now concluded, please refrain from entering the basketball court as it is not permitted. Thank you for your cooperation.
Have to stay tuned to see who wins District 12.
Yeah, that's probably just finishing up right now. All right, we're going to close out as we send you through the second half recap. Cougars will be back in action on Tuesday at Stockton. Stockton's the host of the sectional. Stockton is the 1 seed in that district also, so they're the favorite to win, but I think Skyline is who they'll be facing. Like we said, it should be happening, coming to a close right here as we speak.
Should know.
exaggerated, that's what you assume. The story's over now, I must conclude. I am conflicted, watching where I step still, hanging in the balance, not the life I want to live. I want to take it all, standing tall, fear outweighed the person you are. Oh, break out, I've got to see. Spent all my life holding all of it closely. I played it innocent, a feel of discontent. I'm finally facing it all, fearless.